history lovers. This is always Patrizia, and I'm in Milan. And today we are going to visit a very special place for history lovers. So, when you enter into the building, you can check on a very big, there are many big volumes, the subject you are looking for. So you can check the details of the numbers of the volumes, and you can ask to the person in charge to bring you that volume in particular. After that, they give you this kind of paper, this one, with all the details. For example, there is the request number, and all details, the day and the title and so on, and your name. Sit in the study room and you wait for them to bring you the volume you asked for. This is one of the big volumes I had. I was interested in checking details concerning the prisoners in Milan, in the jails, in the prisons of Milan, in the second part of the 19th century. And so this is one of the big volumes. This is so big that I had to stand to turn pages. And so I did it carefully, of course, because I was so excited. And I know, as you surely know, that you have to use this kind of material of volumes very carefully. This is a detail of the volume I asked for. Years are from 1859 to 1862. I start here to show you the details concerning the pages, and I was to underline that I'll show you almost everything, but not the names of the people imprisoned. Yes, I know they are dead, maybe all the family is dead, but a sort of privacy, a sort of respect I want to show. And so I would not say the names of these people. You can come to Milan and read, there is not any problem, as I had not. But I want to show respect. I would not tell the names, only the details of the pages, the reason of the arrest, and so on. I know you will understand. This is the first part of the upper part of each page. And on the left, the first part is concerning the number of the registration, of course. So number, after that the name, the surname, the nickname also, because many people in those times were known by their nicknames. The father's name, it was very important on those times. So it was, I read it, surname, name, father's name, and the nickname. This is the correct way to proceed to write down the details they asked for. Then, after that, in the first part, they asked for personal details. So, of course, there were not possibility to take a photo. It was not invented yet. So they wrote the physical details about the color of the hair and the shape of the face, and these kind of things, if there was any scar and so on. The following part, they write down about the day and the place where that person was arrested. And After that, they wrote down also the reason of the arrest, of the stop of that person. So if he or she was a thief and so on. Two parts they wrote about the details of the judgment, if the person was released or not, in which day, and so on. Also a detail for the object the person had in the moment that he or she was arrested, and the object they took when they were released. So this is also an important detail, I think. They wrote about the physical condition if the person was worth or fine and or in a bad condition, and so on. This is a detail concerning the description of the person. In this case, he was 18 years old, and he was 1 meter and 64, I think. Capelli e ciglia, the hair black, and it is a very old way of writing. It's the first time I read in this way, Capelli. Now it's written in a different way, Capelli. It means hair. Then the bird, black bird. Eyes, brown eyes. Then this part, I don't know the name in English, sorry. This part was high, and the nose was regular, and the mouth medium. This part was oval shape, was like this, and the face was, I cannot understand yet. It happens because it is handwriting, and also for Italian native speaking, it's difficult to understand this kind of writing. It's handwriting, and more than 1 century ago. So sometimes also an Italian speaker cannot understand. And the last part is particular details, nothing. This is the detail concerning the reason of the arrest of this person. It is questua. It means that he was a beggar. He was asking for money, and it was forbidden. And there were many in front, next to the churches and so on, but it was forbidden, so they were arrested when the police found them. It's also interesting, this is another detail about the reason of the arrestation, the stop of this man. He was arrested because he had with him war material, and of course it was forbidden. It was forbidden, of course, because there were a lot of insurrections. The 1848 was not so far, so the authorities were afraid about new insurrections. And of course, if they found some war material in the hand of a man, he was arrested, of course. It's a very important detail, I think. This young man, he was 31, he was arrested, and the reason of the arrestation was because he tried to escape from another prison. So I'm a writer, you know, and I immediately had in my mind the image of this man trying to escape from the prison, and he was stopped again, and they bring him to another prison. So what kind of life he had? I would like to know. This is quite amazing part of a man who was 56. He was arrested in the 1862, and I said it was amazing because the reason of the arrestation was that he was um, a suspect in general. Okay, in general. No details at all. And so maybe they saw him, the wrong person in the wrong place, and so they arrested him. As I said, those times were insurrection times, and so the authorities were very afraid about persons walking there or showing a strange behavior. And so this man was arrested to be suspected of nothing in particular. This person was arrested in the 1862, the 28th of August, and she was 11 years old. She was it was a girl, 11 years old, quite a baby, still a baby for us, but not for them. Remember that people in those times, the girls got married around 15 years old, maybe earlier. So, okay, for us it's a baby. The reason of the arrestation was scandal. I really don't know how a 11 years old girl scandal, but they wrote so. So I don't want to imagine an 11 years old girl imprisoned in the 19th century. I don't think it was a very good thing to do to a 11 years girl. But it was so. And now we reach the part I prefer. As you can see, while I was turning the pages, I found the writing. It says fine dell'anno 1861. It means the end of the year 1861, as you can see. Then, and I was very interested about that, but I was watching all the page, of course, and I found this shape in the lower right part of the page. I checked carefully, and I was so impressed when I realized that it was a draw. You can understand the way that we always think about prisoners, most of all in those dark prisons in the 19th century, but we never think about people working in the prisons. So this part was written in the last part of the end of the 1861, so it was winter, it was Christmas time, and this man was working in a prison, and after writing end of the year 1861, he drew, and I was so impressed, he drew a wing. So this is a clear desire of freedom. He was wishing to be released from the prison as a prisoner as prisoners themselves, and so he wrote that wing. As I told, it was Christmas time, and in those times it was very cold in Milan, and that person had to work there. So I was so impressed to find a wing, not a circle, not a triangle, not anything else, but a wing. And in that specific moment, I was absolutely connected to that person, because his desire reached me immediately, even if many years, more than 1 century, are between me and him. And a wing, it's a universal symbol. So everybody from any nation, from any period can understand that it's a desire, a wish for to be released, a wish for freedom. And so I was very, very touched about that. And so I was very happy to spend my time in that room reading those very big volumes. And of course, I was so impressed also for the number of people arrested in those times. Hard in those times, of course. No electricity, they were hot in summer and cold in winter. Don't talk about food and drink. So it was a very hard life for prisoners, but also for people working there. And so when I saw that wing, I was really, really connected to that person, even if I don't know his name. But he was a human being, and I'm human being, you are human beings. And so everybody, we can share this image, we can immediately understand what it means. I'm sure you will appreciate, as I did, this detail in particular, and I hope my work supported your understanding, because I wanted to do that, because as I told before, maybe I told before, this kind of writing are difficult for Italian speaker, native Italian speaker too, because for the end writing and so on. So I think it's quite impossible for a foreign people to read that. But in the same time, I think it was very important to support the knowledge of these details, these kind of things, because there are stories. Of course, they were prisoners, but they were also persons who lived more than 1 century ago. They left no trace, nothing in history books. They were born, they lived, and they died totally unknown, excepting for this record in the prisoners' registers. So if it was a very bad part of their lives, of course, it was our chance to know them, to know their names, and to know that they were on this earth before us. And so I think it was important to share with you all these details, most of all for language understanding, that it is so difficult for a people, a person who does not speak Italian, does not read Italian. And I had a great time in reading those books, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you understand how much is important to know all these details not recorded in the official history books. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you have any comments, please leave them. And let's meet, let's see each other for the next video. Ciao, ciao. Thank you. Ciao.